It's Boxing Day. Hopefully you're not hungover from yesterday, but drunk on love as you celebrate the true reason of the season. Remember, once there's life, you're always able to share. It's not only about money and expensive gifts, but the precious gift of time. Time to hug your loved ones. Time to reminisce with friends. Time to tell that special person how grateful you are for their support. It should be presence over presents. That's the reason we're so grateful you decided to share your Boxing Day with us. What's the main features between today's pages? A message to road users this holiday season.
There are far too many cases of intimidation, indiscipline, and bad driving on our roads. It doesn't have to be that way.
Then later in the show, fire safety procedures for party promoters and somewhere to take the family for New Year's weekend. This is Jamaica Magazine and I'm Adrian Atkinson. Please stay with us.
And some chicken back in a Dutch pot. On the third day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 3 breadfruit, 2 dozen ackee, and some chicken back in a Dutch pot. On the 4th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me
4 pound of yam,
3 breadfruit, 2 dozen ackee, and some chicken back in a Dutch pot. On the 5th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me
5 fried dumpling,
4 pound of yam, 3 breadfruit, 2 dozen ackee, and some chicken back in a Dutch pot. On the 6th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 6 ripe pear, 5 fried dumpling, 4 pound of yam, 3 breadfruit, 2 dozen ackee, and some chicken back in a Dutch pot. On the 7th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me
7 green bananas,
6 ripe pear, 5 fried dumpling, 4 pound of yam, 3 breadfruit, 2 dozen ackee, and some chicken back in a Dutch pot. On the 8th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 8 slices of pudding, 7 green bananas, 6 ripe pear, 5 fried dumpling, 4 pound of yam, 3 breadfruit, 2 dozen ackee, and some chicken back in a Dutch pot. On the 9th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 9 fried sprats, 8 slices of pudding, 7 green bananas, 6 ripe pear, 5 fried dumpling, 4 pound of yam, 3 breadfruit, 2 dozen ackee, and some chicken back in a Dutch pot. On the 10th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 10 fruit cake, 9 fried sprats, 8 slices of pudding,
7 green bananas,
6 ripe pear, 5 fried dumpling, 4 pound of yam, 3 breadfruit, 2 dozen ackee, and some chicken back in a Dutch pot. On the 11th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me
11 jugs of sorry,
10 fruit cake,
9 fried sprat,
8 slices of pudding,
7 green banana,
6 ripe pear,
5 fried dumpling, 4 pound of yam, 3 breadfruit, 2 dozen ackee, and some chicken back in a Dutch pot. On the 12th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 12 slices of ham, 11 jugs of sorrel, 10 fruit cake, 9 fried sprats, 8 slices of pudding, 7 green bananas, 6 ripe pear, 5
We're appealing to everyone. Once you leave the boundaries of your home, please exercise caution on the road. Whether you walk, ride, or drive, be alert on the roadways, keeping sharp eyes and ears to avert impending dangers. Next, a holiday message from Transport Minister Mike Henry.
My fellow Jamaicans, it is indeed the season to be jolly. It's Christmas. As usual, we're adept at celebrating with friends, family, and co-workers, and that's fine. But there are those of us who tend to go overboard. Please be moderate in the consumption of alcohol and don't drink and drive. Get a designated driver. Remember, your safety on the roads is your responsibility. Our target for this year was to reduce road fatalities to below 300. We almost achieved that. As at the time of this recording, the figure stood at 299, in contrast to the 358 this time last year. So we have done well, but we can still do much better. As Minister with responsibility for transportation, I beseech every one of you to obey the road code. Please, reduce the use of your cell phones, your speed, and all distractions. And don't forget proper child restraint devices. Children are our future. Also, remember to buckle up for life and wear those helmets if you drive a motorcycle. There are far too many cases of intimidation, indiscipline, and bad driving on our roads. It doesn't have to be that way. Be respectful. Look out for one another. Road safety is never on holidays. Crashes and post-crash care are bleeding our financial resources and putting the health sector under needless pressure. The tragic loss of loved ones is all too painful, particularly our young men. So be around with me in 2018 to work together to make Jamaica the place to live, work, raise families, and do business. I wish for you all a safe and crash-free holiday season and look forward to welcoming a prosperous new year. May God continue to bless Jamaica, land we love.
Road fatalities occur way too often, and more often than not, they happen because of a failure to obey the rules of the road.
Because of incorrect driving, road infringement, persons failing to apply the road code, approximately 57% of all road accidents and fatalities are caused by this incorrect driving.
Speeding, reckless overtaking, drinking and driving, and the failure to obey traffic lights and stop signs are some of the most common road infractions that lead to collisions. But the law is clear. From established speed limits to guidelines on how to overtake, the regulations are spelled out. The speed limit for road users depends on whether the roads are in built-up areas near schools or on highways. For school zones, it's 30 kilometers per hour, 50 kilometers in built-up areas, 70 kilometers per hour on main roads, 80 kilometers on minor highways, and 110 kilometers on Highway 2000. Drinking and driving do not go together. The presence of alcohol in a driver's system is likely to affect his or her ability to make sensible decisions or even respond quickly and appropriately. So if you drive, avoid drinking altogether. And as it regards overtaking, the rules are also clear. Overtake only if the unbroken white line is on your side of the road, and you should only overtake on the right side. In addition to following those basic rules, before you overtake, ask yourself these questions.
Does it make sense? Is it safe? And is it legal? Because you see, a lot of times, even though the overtake may be legal, it doesn't make any sense. It's not necessary. So overtaking is one of the major causes of accidents. It exposes one to head-on collisions. It exposes one to crashes. So we really need to explore all the areas. Is it safe? Does it make sense? And is it legal?
While there is generally free usage granted to all road users, there are some special considerations that need to be made in order to ensure the highest levels of safety.
Drivers of motor vehicles and motorcycles need to be licensed. Driver's licenses are issued only after the applicants are tested and proven competent to handle a vehicle. The process begins with an application.
You take 3 photographs signed by the Justice of the Peace, a learner's license, examination fee receipt, and an application form filled out by yourself and the Justice of the Peace. Take it to the depot, arrange for appointment, and on an appointment date, you are required to do a written test and a yard test. If you are successful with the yard test, you are taken on the road to do a driving test.
People who drive without a valid license are guilty of an offense and risk prosecution by the police. It's also imperative for drivers to ensure their vehicles are roadworthy. Periodic inspections are done to test their suitability for the road.
We check for electrical components that they're all working, like headlights, brake lights, park lights, indicators. Mechanically, your front end must be sound, brakes must be in proper working condition. That's park brake and service brake. Tires are in good working order, not showing any form of defects. And the body condition must be fairly good condition.
The inspection process differs depending on the type of vehicle and its intended purpose. Trucks, for example, have to be measured and also weighed in all dimensions to ensure they operate within the confines of the law. Pedestrians, drivers, and motorcyclists should all follow these general rules in order to minimize chaos while on our roadways. The authorities have been vigilant, and there are penalties for breaches. The police and the Island Traffic Authority do random inspections island-wide to identify those who fail to keep their vehicles roadworthy. The law also spells out the consequences for those who disobey the rules of the road. Offenders could go to prison, pay huge fines, or lose points of their licenses.
When you use the road, you need to be aware of how your action affects others.
I go around the corner. Only to see a man stopping on the big road. But some people are crossing on a blind corner.
When motorists have to stop on the green light to allow people to cross, it creates problems.
People just can't walk out on the road, so man. From a corner, from behind vehicle, they need to be more careful, man.
We have overhead bridges, pedestrian crossings, and crosswalks. Some of them even have signals to tell you when to cross.
People, walk on the sidewalk. If there is none, walk on the right side. And please, if you can't find a pedestrian crossing, make sure the road clear before you cross.
In whatever capacity you may happen to be using the road, there are certain things you pretty much need to do for your safety and for the safety of others. Remember, practicing good road safety habits saves lives, saves time, and saves money.
Obey road signs and markings. They are there for our safety. Stop at a pedestrian crossing to allow pedestrians standing at the curb to cross the road. Never drive off while a pedestrian is still on the pedestrian crossing. When driving in slow-moving traffic, avoid stopping on a pedestrian crossing. Stop to allow the clearance of the crossing before proceeding. At a junction, stop at the stop bar, not beyond it. Bus lanes are for buses only. Their use by a private vehicle constitutes a traffic offense. No vehicle other than a bus should occupy a bus bay. Do not drive beyond the stop bar in anticipation of the light changing to green. This is dangerous and is against the law. Remain at the stop bar if the queue across the junction is not moving. Blocking the junction will impede traffic flow in the other direction when the lights change to green. Obey the law. It saves money. It saves time. It saves lives.
In addition to obeying the rules, here are some other tips to keep in mind. Drivers, don't use your cell phones or other electronic devices while driving. If you have to take a call, use a hands-free device or pull off the road safely. Pedestrians always walk towards oncoming vehicles and stay alert at all times and avoid unsafe conditions.
We know the revelry has not ended. In fact, the number of parties and celebrations are expected to intensify this weekend as we look forward to 2018. Party promoters, please ensure you're following the regulations so your event is not shut down. Listen to this.
persons who are hosting events. A lot of events are going on at Christmas. You must, in Jamaican terms, you have to get a permit from the Jamaica Fire Brigade. The Jamaica Fire Brigade's permit is a permit of safety for the patrons, safety for you, the operators, and also for us to know about that event that it is going on in this particular era. So we'll put provisions in place to deal with it. I was alerted of a situation that is now going with a lot of promoters of events where they come and they seek the permit and they get the permit. And then after they get that permit, they will come back to us and tell us that the event has been cancelled. They're not going to have the event anymore. So we will not send persons to go out there and monitor this event, but the event still goes. The operators who are doing these things, you must understand, you're putting lives at risk, you're putting yourselves at risk, and in the event that something happens, you'll also be liable for a lawsuit. We cannot overemphasize to promoters of events, you must get a permit from the fire brigade. If you're having large gatherings where you're going to be putting things in, so it's not just the regular setting in the home, you're going to be setting up speaker boxes, you're going to be decorating and changing the aesthetics or the layout of the place, then what you want to do is seek audience with the fire brigade so we can guide you properly. Because we've seen situations where persons are having, large office gatherings at their homes, for example, persons who have large homes, and they will want to set up the place in a kind of a party atmosphere, but in doing so they are blocking exits and all of that. So large gatherings, yes. And I mean, it's easier to err on the good side.
You may say we are crazy for what we're about to suggest, but the Blue Mountains is a favorite spot to celebrate the new year. Up there may be extremely cold at this time of the year, but just imagine being there, inhaling fresh, clean air into the body. Get your hiking boots. We're off to the world-renowned heritage site.
What a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful island we have.
Its culture and nature magically intertwined. One of the reasons that make this World Heritage Site special. Come with us to the Blue and John Crow Mountains. There is much to see, touch, smell, and taste up in these hills.
You can just come in for the day, sit, relax, have your barbecue, go hike on our hiking trails. You can have a tour guide if you so desire to take you on the trail. You can also bring your tent and you can camp overnight. In the Blue Mountain Peak area, you can hike to the Blue Mountain Peak, go to the ice point, come back to Portland Gap where you can rest. The attraction at the peak itself is people hike up in the night, stop at their cabins, right? And then 3 o'clock in the morning, you'll get up out your bed, hike on the trail for another 2 hours to the peak itself to see the sunrise. It is beautiful.
This is where peace is. Talk about getting away from the hustle and bustle of life. This is the place to be. It's cool nature, yes, often cold, particularly in the latter part of the year. But you'll be easily warmed by the best tasting coffee and dance the day away with captivating traditional entertainment. Yes, the Blue and John Crow Mountains has it all. You leave amazed, not believing it all exists in one place, some 4,000 feet above sea level. High up, where it feels like you can touch the clouds, where you can watch birds making their nests, playing among their flock.
How it gets its name, the blue. If you're in Kingston looking in the hills or on the hills, you would see the color blue on the mountain. The John Crow part of it is our ancestors used to hunt wild boar and take it to the other parishes to sell to the different parishes. So what is not sold off, they would leave it, they wouldn't take it back home, and then the John Crow will come down and clean up after they leave.
On the 3rd of July 2015, the Blue and John Crow Mountains was inscribed on the UNESCO World Heritage Site list. After many years of championing for this cause, the committee fell under the spell of the mountains and gave in. They had no choice. The national park is a true natural treasure. Don't be fooled though. This site is huge, impossible to fully discover in a day, maybe not even in a week. It spans 4 parishes: St. Andrew, Portland, St. Mary, and St. Thomas. Just over 26,000 hectares, and is the preservation zone of the Blue and John Crow Mountains National Park, which itself is just over 48,000 hectares. The Blue and John Crow Mountains is one of 32 World Heritage Sites listed for both cultural and natural heritage. There are over 1,357 flowering plants, with over 25% being endemic. All Jamaica's 30 endemic birds can be found in the area. Dozens of herbal plants to cure almost every ailment.
This is called the headache bush. You can use it as a painkiller. So if you have an headache or a stomach ache, you could boil it. Like a tea, have a 2 or 3 leaves to a cup of water. You remember they used to send telegrams, right? In the early days, this is what they used to use, like the ancestors, the Maroons. They would write on this and send it. If you carve on it, it will stay with that green or dry. And the information, you could use this and send the information like a letter.
And it provides that precious commodity.
The Blue and John Crow Mountain provide 45% of Jamaica drinking water. There are 25 watersheds in the entire Jamaica, and 10 of those watersheds can be found in the Blue and John Crow Mountain National Park.
On the cultural side, the Maroons take center stage. Once a refuge for runaway slaves, it remains home for their descendants. Their way of life is an intriguing history lesson for the unknown. There you may imbibe on authentic foods and dive into the inviting Nanny Falls.
The interesting thing is that so few of us Jamaicans take advantage of the opportunity that we have up here in terms of the relaxation, the climate.
Don't allow foreigners to know this World Heritage Site more than you. Remember, when you go, take only pictures and leave only footprints. For a tour inside the Blue and John Crow Mountains, call the Jamaica Conservation and Development Trust 960-2848-9 or 920-8278.
This is where the pages close for today. You may watch our features anytime at your own leisure. Just click on one of our social sites. There's also our website, which contains the latest information on what's happening in the country. So, this holiday season, you may stay connected as you're on the go. Happy holidays, Jamaica. I'm Adrian Atkinson. Thanks for watching.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.